We are here with Alex Khodadad. Hello there, Alex.
What's going on?
Wonderful. Well, we're glad to have you. And why don't we start, Alex, by telling me about yourself?
I'm located in Northern California, San Francisco, East Bay, in the city of Pleasant Hill. We're about 30 minutes east of San Francisco. Been in the business for 14 years now. Wow, I can't believe it. This month will actually be 14 years. I'm a broker. I've had my own business since the beginning, but we didn't really start the team model until about 2013, and that's when I was inspired to start a team model in 2013. I have 6 agents, and I own a small boutique real estate company, and it's not really a brokerage; it's more based on a team model. And next year we're hoping to expand it by another 4 more agents to take it up to 10.
That's fantastic. And are your agents, are the 6 agents primarily buyer's agents and you handle the seller leads?
So actually, I don't handle anything anymore because what I want to do is I want to become really like the rainmaker. And there's 2 things I want to just focus with them is, providing them with leads, but also teaching them so they can go get their own business also too. I've actually stepped away from the role of a listing agent. Now the branding, the listings are still in my name, but I don't do it. I don't sit and pick and choose which one I'm going to do. I just give them all to my agents. And because our culture here is all about family and taking care of each other and not about who is after just for themselves. So, and it needs to start with me. So if I'm going to set expectation and put, good examples, I need to set those agents. So I have about 3 agents that focus mainly on the listing side, and I have 3 agents that focus mainly on the buyer side.
Fantastic. That's amazing. And how long have you been a member of Agent Legend now? How long has it been?
I've been a member of Agent Legend since April. It's been 7 months now. Yeah, 7
Wow.
months. Yep.
Yeah, that's incredible. And how did you hear about Agent Legend for the first time?
I'm a part of one of the biggest coaching companies nationally and internationally, Jared James Enterprises. And as one of their coaches, the founder, Jared, reached out to me and said, hey, I want you to check out this product and tell me what you think about it. And I did. I checked it out. I tested it, and I love it. It has helped us tremendously, and it's part of our conversion. And I actually call it my little mini ISA.
That's awesome.
I sales associate.
And tell me, what was your business like prior to Agent Legend? If you could tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I mean, we've always been successful. It's just that we just need more technology. I like, there was a quote by Buffini 2 months ago. He did a video, and he said in the next 3 to 5 years, we're going to go from 80,000 brokerages down to 15,000 brokerages. And what's going to be left is technology and teams. And this is the 2 areas that every day I'm trying to master. Every day I'm mastering technology, teams, technology, teams. These are the 2 things that I'm mastering on a daily basis. So it's helped us, and the technology it's made my conversion easier for me. Right? So if there's a lead that comes through and we can't catch it, or we didn't get a hold of them, automatically that information, the follow-up goes out, and it's all about the follow-up. 70% of our business comes from the follow-up. And they say fortune is in the follow-up.
You can be totally honest with me. I want you to be actually. What were your feelings about Agent Legend prior to becoming a customer?
I have a lot of respect for Jared. So when Jared says, check this out, I know it's good. But when I checked it out, I came in with open mind. So it's like when I saw it, I just knew. I knew this was going to be something that was going to help me with my business. And that's what we took advantage of that. And it's worked well. I've never been skeptical about it. I wanted anything that can help me with my follow-up, I'm all for it. And this is definitely has helped us with our follow-up. It has saved us tremendous amount of time. What I'm actually going to do now is once we get the campaigns all dialed in with for sale by owner, because we're going very hyper local in 3 cities, and we want to be able to communicate. And it's kind of hard to communicate when you're trying to call 200 people a day. But when you have a system like this that can follow up with 50 people for sell by owner and circle prospecting and what have you, it just makes our life much easier.
That's great, actually. I wanted to ask you a little bit about that. So let's go back to when you said, I think a second ago, you said that it saved you time. Tell me a little bit about the results that you've experienced so far, I guess, since April that you could speak to.
So, for example, we put in, with the help of Bria and Alexander, they're both of your colleagues that work for you. They've done an excellent job. Their customer service is hands down unbelievable. So she said, Alex, how many Zello leads? Because she used to work at Zello, Alexandra. She said, how many Zello leads do you have? I said, I have about 1,600 Zello leads. And she said, well, if you got 1,600 Zello leads, why don't we take all of that and then do a re-engagement with those leads that you never got involved with? And we did. We actually went through and we did. And it's funny you say that, because one of the leads that we put through Zello, right? And we just got a check. And this check is what? About $21,000. Just that one, going back and re-engaging with the old Zello leads. And another one was, we picked up a lender. I guess a lender had reached out to us 2 years ago. We picked up a lender. Now he's co-marketing with us on Realtor.com. So it's awesome. Like, for example, for me as a coach, when I take on new students, the first thing I go, do you have a CRM? A lot of them, they don't even know what a CRM is. And the ones that do have a CRM, they got 2,000 people in their CRM, and they haven't contacted their CRM in years. And they're like, what do I do? Well, there you go. You can use this. You don't feel comfortable picking up the phone and calling them? Let's do a 3-day campaign of follow-up. Let's record your messages. This is a script you should say. Just follow this. That's it. All you got to do is just follow those things, and you should be fine. And it's worked for us. And, it's all about follow-up. I mean, there are people, they're scared. They don't want to pick up the phone and call people. If you don't want to pick up the phone and call people, then there you go. This is the technology that you can use. So this way, people are reaching back out to you that actually want to do business with you. So you're saving time, and you're kind of filtering the people you want to work with and the people that you don't want to work with.
Absolutely. Well, let me ask you, you said that there were 1,600 Zillow leads that you originally put in.
Yeah.
Do you have any, I don't know how long it took you to amass those leads. You must have been advertising with Zillow for a long time, but do you have any concept of how much those leads would have cost you in terms of what you paid Zillow for them?
Well, I mean, they cost me, I started with Zillow at $600 a month, and then it went up to $1,000, then it went up to $2,500. But I always had a co-marketer, so we always co-market a brand and had them pick up half of the tab. But if I could go back and see, we made our money from all those Zellos. We probably did 3x or 4x, 3 or 4 times what we spent. But this was kind of like that extra bonus, right? Let's go through it one more time, because I was going to transition from going from Zillow to Realtor.com temporarily till I figure out which way I wanted to go. And this was just a one-time, let's go through all those leads. And I'm glad I did, because by going through all that 1,600, I was able to pick up customers, right? Pick up a lender that came in and said, I will pick up half the tab. So it's been productive for me. And in that 1,600, we uploaded 50 a day. So 50 a day, 1,500, I'm sorry. 50 a day, and we had 31 days. So it was actually 1,550 leads.
Yeah, that's amazing. If, number one, your investment in those leads were profitable, even in and of itself.
Yeah.
But you saw the opportunity and you realized that there were a bunch of them that you didn't engage, that you'd still paid for. And
yeah.
Do you have any, again, I know it took you a long time to amass these leads and they were old by the time that you put them into Agent Legend.
Yes.
Do you have any idea of how many deals you've gotten since you started putting them in?
Well, since I put them in, I've got this one deal that we closed, and we got 3 in the pipeline right now.
Nice. That's fantastic. So it sounds like you.
They say for every 50 contacts you make, you typically get 1 closed deal. 50. Now, I didn't get 1 closed deal for 50, but these are old lead ring. Some of these leads are from 2.5 years ago. And when they said, I am so sorry, I bought, I didn't make any money from them, but this was more of a wake-up call for me that I need to make my follow-up stronger. My follow-up needs to be stronger. That, I tell my agents, oh, I called them 2, 3 times. It's not good enough. You need to keep calling them. Call them 8 to 10 times, right? Because people are busy. So this was a wake-up call. I probably had about 25 to 30% of all these leads that said, thank you so much, I already bought a house. Now, some of them would have never worked with me because maybe they already had a realtor, but some of them would have worked with me if back then, if I had a better follow-up system.
That's a good point, because these people took the time to respond to you and politely thanked you for following up with them. So you asked yourself the question, well, where did I miss the boat, right?
Exactly. And it's one of those things that you're always trying to get better and better. And when you actually see in front of your face, you see the data, that the data says, look, these people would have done business with you, but they went somewhere else. You could either sit there and be upset, or you could sit there and say, this is okay. What did I learn from this? I'm going to take it and make sure that it never happens again.
Let me ask you this, Alex. What is it that you like most about Agent Legend?
What I like about it the most is that, for example, with the inside sales associate, you got to be very careful who picks up the phone and follows up with your leads. If they're not licensed, and they're picking up the phone and they're calling people and they're talking about real estate, you can get in trouble. But if you record your voice, right, and you put it in their inbox and they're calling you back, so now you just saved all that time without trying to pick up the phone and call everybody, right? When they're calling you back or when they're texting you back, then you can respond back yourself, correct? So, or you could have one of your agents respond back. It's about saving time. And it's about making sure that you don't leave any money on the table. 70% of your business is going to come from follow-up. That's the thing. People, they contact that lead. They talk to them 1 or 2, 3 times. They say it didn't work, move on. They don't understand. When I hear this all the time, people say leads are not good. They're not good because we're not following up enough. We need to follow up. These are people that have raised their hands. Now, there are going to be people in there that could have went in there and just like put in the wrong information, what have you. But still, there are people in there. If that was the case, Zillow would not be worth billions of dollars, right? Think about that for a minute, right? I mean, here's a company that took a website, marketed $140 million. Now they're worth billions. How is that possible? How can they be worth billions? Because maybe they're doing something right, correct? So that's why you got to make sure that you just have all your, you're doing everything right, and the follow-up is very important.
Yes, absolutely. And I hadn't heard what you just said about the licensing concerns, so I just wanted to ask you about that. I guess, well, number one, of course, nobody's going to be able to represent your team, your brokerage better than you, right? Because you have the passion. You're the one who started it. You know how to, you could talk to somebody and you'll pick something up in their voice and you'll know what to ask them and you know what hesitates them. So on the front end, it's you representing your business. It's you being the one who's following up and calling. But are you also the one that handles your responses, or do you have an ISA?
I have an ISA that handles the responses. But,
okay.
But there's a communication. And when the phone calls in and says, I want to check out this property, I'm just opening up that time for my ISA. If the ISA, we're still going to make those phone calls. But this is just kind of like, I'm having people contact me that want to contact me. It's kind of like, there's a great book I read once, and it said, if they need you more than you need them, you win. But if you need them more than they need you, you lose. So it's like, I sent out all this information about, hey, follow up and this and that with my sphere and all this. And then they're reaching back to me that they eventually want something. They're reaching back, either they're saying, you got the wrong person, you got this, you got that. But it's about saving time, right? It's about how do you take an hour and turn it into 10 minutes? How do you take a day and turn it into an hour? How do you take 90-day, what I call a madman cycle, and turn it into 30 days? You do it by having these kind of technology. You do this so you can have, and the nice thing about this is that some of our students that that I take on, they cannot afford to pay $2,500 a month for ISA. That's where Agent Legend comes in. Agent Legend is something that everybody needs. Agent Legend doesn't talk back to you. Agent Legend works for you 24 hours a day. Agent Legend never takes a break.
Wow, thank you. Thank you for that. Are there
truth.
any other thoughts or tips on Agent Legend that come to mind?
Yes. So whoever's thinking about getting on this, because for me, I have the 4 pillars, right? It's like you need to have a CRM. You need to have some sort of a system that follows up, right? You need to have content. Like if you're going to, like when you're having a conversation, or content to kind of like a magnet to get the people to call you. And then you also want to do videos, right? And Agent Legend being a part of it, you got to make sure that if you do take advantage of Agent Legend, that you don't just sit there and look at it and say, wow, this is beautiful. It doesn't work like that. I mean, same thing like your CRM. So if you do think about, decide to get on Agent Legend, you need to take advantage of their onboard, get involved with their customer service, and then figure out what you want to start. I would say you would probably want to start a campaign with your leads. If you're getting any leads online from Zillow, whatever, make sure they all connect with Agent Legend. That would be the first. But if you're one of those people that don't spend no money on leads, then your next one would be you need to go through your CRM and have it connected to your sphere of influence, upload it and put it in Agent Legend, and go after your sphere of influence, right? And then, or your past clients, which I break down between past client buyers, past client sellers. You want to be able to categorize that and take advantage of it, and really understand that your database, there's listings, there's sellers and buyers sitting in that database. So instead of just getting to your office every morning and saying, what do I do? And if you don't want to call anybody, then you got Agent Legend. All you got to do is take that CSV file, upload 50 a day, and let Agent Legend do the work. And all you're doing then is just following up.
Wow. So Alex, you speak, you made an important distinction. I think it's a great piece of advice. You break up your database into buyers, sellers, and listings that you already have.
Buyers, sellers, and sphere of influence, right?
And you have different, you speak to each group differently with a different messaging?
Of course, because for example, if you just have a seller that you just closed a house on, you're not going to send him a message and say, congratulations on your new home, right?
Right.
So for a seller would be like, thank you so much. I know you moved out of the area, right? I know you moved out of the area, but I would love for you to recommend me to other people. Or they're just different campaigns. And I have all those campaigns that I've created that, whoever's watching this, we don't mind, as long as they sign up with the company, with you guys, we can, share those campaigns, no problem.
That's awesome.
There's a campaigns. So like for me, there's a campaign for buyer lead conversion, seller lead conversion, past buyer, past seller, like buyers and sellers that we're actively going out there showing. We're not going to do campaigns, because think about this for a minute. If I already have a relationship with you and I'm out there showing you houses, I'm not going to send you an automation that's going to say, hey, when would you like to go see that house? Because I'm already out there showing you the houses, right? The whole purpose of this platform is to convert and to do what? All you're trying to do is create conversation so you can set appointments, and those appointments will eventually become sales, right? That's the whole purpose of this. The system is to create a conversation and set appointments, create a conversation and set appointments. That's all you're trying to do, right? And then we have another one for past buyers. We have another one for past sellers. Then we got one for sphere of influence. Who are these? Sphere of influence is someone that knows you by your name, your last name, and they know that you're a realtor, but they've never done business with you. They've never done business with you, right? They would go on there, right? That you could have events for them. So it's like different campaigns for different people. So you send a different message to different audience.
Well, thank you, Alex. So do you have a website that you'd like to share with our audience, or an email address that you want to share with anybody that wants to get in touch with you?
Well, yeah, if anybody wants to get in touch with me, they can just, info at Delphi, DELP like Peter, HI, realtygroup.com. They can just email us, or you can go to our website, www.delphi, D like David, ELPHI, realtygroup.com. Or they can call me at 925-705-1300.
Oh, that's awesome of you. Well, Alex, I want to thank you for taking the time to do this interview with me. You are a real inspiration in this space, and it's a real honor to be able to say that we've been able to help you level up your business. And by the way, if you are watching our Meet the Legends series and you want to try Agent Legend yourself to see if we can help you get more deals, just go to our website and put your name in for a free demo. So thank you. Thank you, Alex.
All right, no problem. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.